What are your interests in women? I don't know if we can talk about that.
We can
Are
do
we
that.
in-
None.
We can
Next
talk.
question.
Okay. Welcome back to the Bucket Kickers podcast. We have Cameron, Nate, and your boy Maroon finally.
Howdy.
Hopefully you can be
I'm here.
in the next one
I live.
also, because we like having you here. Today we're going to do an interview on Cameron because last week we did, or the last episode, because it was 2 weeks ago, we did an interview for Nate. So if anybody had any opening questions, now's the time.
So Cameron. So Cameron.
Yeah.
Big question here.
Oh, yeah? Are you straight? No, I'm kidding.
Hey, yo. Yes.
What is your muscle mass, my boy?
Oh, fuck, dude.
What
Yeah.
is that? We're trying to learn about his personality, not his biceps.
I'm just interested in this man's physical.
Well, then ask
He's
him
just
what he
interested in my
enjoys
body.
doing at the gym.
I just want to know about your body.
I actually don't know my muscle mass.
Okay.
But I will say I can go off that kind of. I will say, like, I don't really keep track of a lot of that stuff. I just kind of just go gym and just do what I got to do, man. I keep track of my weight sometimes, but not a lot. I check it every now and then. I tend to fluctuate between like 145 and 150.
That was gonna be my next question too. Like, what is your like weight or like your weight goal? Because I know that like people go to the gym and they set like a goal and like where they want to weigh, at least like a window,
Sometimes.
and then kind of stick there. Yeah, sometimes, not all the time.
Depends on what your gym goals are. Mine's just kind of to stay fit, so I'm like happy where I am right now. I am on the heavier end of that fluctuation there between 145 and 150, so I'm about like 150, 151 right now.
Wait.
And I'm like 5'5", so me being like 150 is kind of like surprising to some people. Because I look skinny.
You do. You also don't look short. Like,
yeah, I don't post a lot of full body pictures.
yeah, that's fair.
Do you skip leg day though?
Hell no. I go in hard on leg day, bro. I don't want to walk the next day. I better not be. I'm gonna be handicapped the next day. Okay.
You want noodle legs
Okay, bro. I heard that. Wait a minute.
Oh fuck!
Thought I could slip that one under.
I heard it.
Under the radar.
Yeah.
Almost got away with it.
But yeah,
Wasn't
no,
for
I
you
don't
meddling kids.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
No, a lot of the questions I do have are like either gym related or definitely like interest.
that's fine. I'm
But-
fine with that too, as long as it's not like because like I said, I don't keep a lot of track of a lot of my stats.
No, yeah, no. But like,
And I don't diet either
He's
because I've
got
never had
the
to.
skills set to auto. He don't really keep track of it.
Yeah, I got set to default right now.
Yeah.
default settings. No, but to go for other people that don't know, obviously we know, but what was like your motivation of going to the gym? Like from the beginning, from like, because that's something that you do just about every day, and it's been what like a routine basically in your life constantly. Like, where did that start? Where did that stem from? Where did you pick that up from?
So when I was younger, so I started going to the gym probably as soon as I was able to, and I was like maybe like 13, 14, maybe 12.
Jesus.
12 or 13 probably.
Mhm.
It was like 6th or 7th grade, so 12 or 13 is probably accurate. But as soon as I was able to go, my my dad would take me, and I would be able to go like under like parental supervision, because I was still a minor, or I was like under 16 or whatever. And so yeah, I would go with him. And that was when I started going. But when I started going, I wasn't like super consistent. I would go like when my parents would go, obviously, because I need them to take me. But my parents were overall like pretty healthy people. Like they both went to the gym, and my mom is like big on like health and like even what she eats and everything now is organic and all that stuff now. And my dad was like big on like gym and working out and like all that stuff. So a lot of my motivators comes more from just like then at that time was more of just like influence of my dad and my parents. And then as I got into high school, there was a period I stopped going for because I wasn't really going consistently. And then I got back into it consistently in my later years of high school, so like junior, senior year. And after that, I've just kind of like I've been going consistently. I was started at 3 days then, and now I'm at 4 days a week. I'm in the gym. And I think then a big motivator for me was because I felt like I was really like lacking and like not really like putting in the kind of effort into things that I should have been. And now my motivator for the gym, dude, I wish I could stop voice cracking. That'd be sick.
Hydration.
Yeah. Now my motivator is kind of just like really trying to push myself to make it to like even like greater heights, you know, like to get to greater goals in the gym. Because like, especially for me, from right now, my goals, I would like a 6-pack. I'm not gonna lie, that would look pretty cool. I'm getting there though. I started doing sit-ups almost daily, and I've been going a lot harder on my ab days, so that's been good on that. And it's you got to force yourself to go sometimes, and that's really what I have to do to get myself in there sometimes. But if I don't, and at that point, it's like if I don't go, then your mind is just like, well, I feel like a sack of shit.
Fair enough.
Toxic.
No, it's not like a toxic thing. It's like I don't feel productive kind of thing.
That's fair.
I think what you mean.
What
See, I
was-
wish it felt like that. Then maybe I'd had some motivation to fucking do it.
Well, that's the thing is you have to go consistently and force yourself to go for that to happen. Because once you make it a habit, then you're gonna be like, oh well, I didn't do it today. Now I'm like, oh,
'Cause
well.
I'm like that with other sort of like positive habits I have, where like if I don't do it, something that I do regularly, then I feel like, damn, I forgot to do this, and I feel weird, like I have to go back and do it. I don't know. Gym's just not one of them.
Well,
See, if I had a gym partner, that'd be a different story.
That's a lot of people don't like to go by themselves, and I feel like the ones that are really gym rats, you can tell because they'll go to the gym by themselves.
I'm not a gym rat, and I prefer going by myself.
Well,
That's
okay,
just
that's fair.
Well,
And
It's at the same time though, like I know nothing about the gym. Like exercise wise, what a healthy routine would be, like a regular shit. I'm not experienced in that vein. And so I think having like a gym partner would really help me and benefit me.
Oh, definitely.
that's fair.
A lot of people like to go with gym partners. I like to. I mean, I go by myself all the time. But if someone ever wants to go with me, I'm like super. I usually get like pretty hyped about it because I'm like, hey, yo, if someone finally wants to fucking go to the gym with me.
That's fair. I feel like I definitely enjoy it more when I go with somebody else, but I definitely get more
It
done
takes
when I'm
longer.
by myself.
Yeah, it takes longer because you're talking or you're like trying to show them something or you have to move the weights around or whatever.
Yeah,
another
that, and I can kind of not zone out, but I can get in the zone easier when I don't have to communicate with somebody else. I can just sit there, do my thing, and move on.
Exactly.
It's like your little you time, basically.
And
Like-
what were you saying, Nate?
I was gonna say, like, I feel like a lot of people also just like, or at least for me, even like going to the gym is like I don't know how to use half of the shit that's there. It's like
Well, that's
I don't
the
wanna
thing as well. You gotta watch other people. A lot of it you can learn by watching other people because like I learned a lot of shit just by watching people and like just kind of and people will tell me that like, oh, dude, your form is great. Like you must do this a lot, and I'll be like, no. Like I just figure out what would be good form for that, and I just kind of like figure it out in my head.
Yeah, especially because depending on what it's meant to work out, you can feel it and how it's doing based on what it's supposed to be doing.
And it's the same way with exercises. It's the way like you can feel it. Like you'll feel where it's hitting. So if you think it's hitting the wrong area, then you're probably doing it wrong.
Exactly.
But definitely watching other people is a huge thing in the gym.
I don't feel weird though, like just having people stare at you, like.
Well, no, obviously don't.
That's
fucking
part of
stare
why
at
I'm
somebody,
not like
but
big on the gym. Is like I don't know. I feel weird exercising.
I
with those fucking
stare
people
off
around
into
me.
space all the time. I normally try to make sure it's either at a wall or like at the floor, but uh, um, don't stare at anybody.
Yeah. Like
Just
sometimes
take
I feel
glances,
that because
like
they'll use a
peep what
machine
they're
in front of you.
doing.
And you're just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't want to look at them, but I need to look at something.
Oh yeah, dude, I can't tell you how many people like I'll like lock eyes with them and I'll be like, ah, fuck.
Oh, my other thing too. Y'all know I'm from such a small fucking town. There
Yeah.
are so many people at the gym that I know, and it feels so weird. Like
Fair enough.
I could look in every direction, and there is someone that I know just kind of like waving at me, and I'm like, oh,
That's
hi.
the way my dad was in the gym. Is he knew like a lot of people, and I still go to this gym to this day. So he knew like a lot of people there, and I still see
but
a lot of
that's
people in there that he knew or he
yeah, and
knows.
that's kind of one of the downsides too. Is my dad one of those people where he'll see someone in public and immediately go up and start a conversation if he knows them. I'm not
Yeah.
like that. Like I'm trying to mind my own business, and my dad's like, "Oh, let's go say hi to him," and I'm like, "Can we not?"
Yeah, no, I feel you. I'll like wave to those guys or whatever because there's like a group of them that I like see regularly, and they're like a bunch. It's a group of old guys, but they're funny.
No, my next
Yeah.
question is: I know that Edgar just started going not too long ago too. Do
What
you
happened?
feel like I said like another question I have, and I know that Edgar started going not too long ago too, but like, do you feel that like, because I know that it's like now a trend where a lot of people started going to the gym to help with their mental health, and like as a person who's been going for so fucking long, do you feel like that's like a must for people who are struggling? That like this knowing that going to the gym is like something that can help you with your mental health and like shit like that. Like, does it help your mental health if you're going down like a really, if you're having like a dark moment or whatever, and you go to the gym, you come out, you feel a little bit better. Like, is that something that you noticed or something that like that works for people?
So okay, so I'll answer in two parts because that was kind of a layered
Yeah,
question.
it is.
So firstly, definitely gym is because when you're going through a mental health like issue crisis or whatever it is you're going through, it's definitely a good idea to have a hobby to keep your mind off of it and kind of like give your mind a break from it. And apparently they're like, I don't know if this is like real. It was a video I saw. They were talking about a study on like how contracting your muscles actually like secretes like, I don't know if that's the word for it, but it like outputs like happy chemicals in your brain.
Endorphins, but yes.
Endorphins to release.
Yeah. So it does have it is proven that it has a positive effect on your mental health in a way.
In your personal experience, though, has it like helped you?
Yeah, so that's going to be the second part of my question or my answer. But still staying on the first part, I think it depends on the person too. Like if that's something that you think will help you, then definitely try it. And if it's something you can't get into, then obviously, I'm sure you'll be able to find another hobby. But hobbies are probably really big for mental health struggles.
Yes, they are.
As something to take your mind off things. So the second part for me, I think like it's helped me not be as angry of a person, I guess. I mean, you could still say I'm angry, but because going to the gym when you're mad is something else. Because when you leave the gym afterward, you'll like be so much calmer and just be like, well, I was kind of mad for a dumb reason. Like, maybe I should just not be mad about that. Because I could literally be mad about like getting yelled at by my parents or some shit and go to the gym and be like, okay, well, maybe I did something wrong. Like, so it'll like put you in like a better mindset when you leave.
It's like almost a time for reflecting in a sense.
Yeah, it's a better way to step aside, think about it, and then come back. But it's a more efficient way because you're working out. You feel better anyways. So when you come back, you have a better mindset.
Especially if you, I'm not saying you should go by yourself for your mental health, but especially if you do go by yourself, it is self-reflecting a lot because you're working out, but you're still in your own head. So you're working it out in your head as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let somebody.
Good.
All right.
I'll let somebody else ask a question before I start going off.
So I know last time we were talking about Nate, we talked about his hobbies. Did you want to talk about some of your hobbies and things you find interesting?
So off the top of my head, I really love ice skating.
Ice skating is the shit. Oh my god, sorry.
I want to learn figure skating because I really only know hockey skating, and even that I could use some work on. So learning figure skating for me would be sick because it would even help with my hockey skating as well. That's one thing. I was really into hockey. My dad got me into hockey when I was young, so I've always been really into hockey. I'm not as into it anymore now, but if there's a game on, I'll definitely like watch it at like a bar or something if I'm out, or if it's on and my brother's watching it, I'll watch it. So I mean, there's also that.
That reminds me though. Remember when we were kids and I stayed over and we were sitting there making fun of soccer players on the TV?
God, I do remember that.
We were sitting down just talking shit about soccer.
There? It was me, you, was Michael there?
I want to say Michael.
I think was that it? I don't remember.
I think it was just us three, and we were in the living room watching soccer, just talking shit the whole time.
What were we watching soccer? Bro?
I don't know. That's just fun.
Yeah, but yeah, those are definitely things. Gym obviously is a great hobby I have. Go gym. It's really good for you. And probably just playing games. I go out every now and then, but I wouldn't call going out a hobby.
That was another question I was going to like get into too. Like, what started you to like when did you start playing games and you realize like, all right, this is some shit that like I want to do for a really long time. Because like for me, for example, like my shit was like growing up. I mean, I've always played video games, but like watching my grandma. Like my grandma was a big gamer. Like up until like
really?
Yeah, like my grandmother, like right up until she passed away, like she was PS2.
That's
like,
fucking sick, dude.
All the time, like I would go, even when I lived with her at some points, like watching her play Ninja or Crash Bandicoot or Ratchet and Clank.
Dude, oh yeah, my god,
Ratchet and Clank was like a big thing for her. Like Ratchet and Clank was, she would be on that shit for hours, dude, and I'd just be sitting there next to her, high as fuck, like watching her play. So like me watching her play, like led up to me like playing video games. Like, what was it for you that like, all right, now I'm gonna just start.
Well, my dad was always into like sports games. He'd be playing NHL when I was a kid all the time, and I'd watch him play NHL. So, like the NHL's like the first NHL 07 on the original Xbox.
What does that make?
That was the first game I ever played.
We're on like what, 15, 16, something like that.
For what, NHL?
Yeah.
Dude, NHL's on like 2024, bro. They're like on NHL 24 right now, I think.
Yeah, they're like a yearly thing now.
We're not
It's a
even on
yearly
24.
thing.
What the fuck?
Exactly.
I mean, 2K24 just came out for basketball. So
Yeah, all the sports games. It's EA.
It's been the
EA does
same
that with
game
every sports
every
game.
year.
Yeah, it's literally like GTA, except they put another year on it.
It's like GTA, but
And
they
up the
actually make more
graphics.
games.
The action.
Yeah.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, they literally make the same game every year and people pay for it. That's why I stopped playing that game because
Call of
A, it's rigged and pisses me off, and no, but I do miss playing NHL 07 as a kid. That was where I started, and we also had a PS2, like one of the little small compact ones.
Yeah.
So I would play Lego Batman on there with fucking TJ, bro. I remember he used to come over. We'd play Lego Batman on that shit. Oh, those are the days. PS2 days. I also had the Simpsons Road Rage on
Oh my fuck.
on original Xbox. So I'd just be running people over in that bitch. But
That was like the kids' version of fucking GTA right there.
It
literally.
was. Like the fucking rocket car.
Yeah.
Oh my god, not the rocket car, bro.
Unlock the fucking childhood memory right there.
Yeah.
I'm sad because
which
he
OG
has
console was your favorite?
OG console. I think I think mine would be biased because I grew up with Xbox.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's about you. It's not about which one's the most popular in the world.
That's fair. It had to be for me. It's Xbox because I loved playing original Xbox games on there. I think if I'll do top three because there's I'd say probably original Xbox, PS2, and Wii.
Can't forget the
Those were the
Wii.
ones that were big in my childhood. I did play Nintendo 64 Smash Bros. When my dad would take me to the gym with him, and I would be in like the daycare there because they had one in there.
That's fire.
But that was really the only time I played Nintendo 64. I will say that's a good console though. Good old school one at least.
What about you, Nate? Let's ask some other
Um,
people. What is your top 3 consoles from OGs?
PSP for sure.
Oh, I forgot about that. Dude, GameCube. Wait,
I was about to say a GameCube.
PSP for sure because I had a couple growing up and that shit was lit.
I never had one. I
I
was
didn't
sad.
either, but I would play them with friends.
Me, as a 24-year-old man, I'm looking to buy one.
I
But
want to
they're-
buy. I had a Nintendo DS. I want to buy a
Those
Nintendo.
two, yeah.
DS.
Like PSP for sure would be like top 3, and then
Wait. We all buy Nintendo DSs and get Mario Kart and play Land Mario Kart. Ayo,
There's this
I already
actual-
have a DS. Thank you.
Nice.
you have one?
I have fucking 3.
What?
Oh,
I
Nate.
think my grandmother has
I have an OG
the
DS, a
GameCube.
DSi,
Not
and
the
my
GameCube,
3DS.
the Game Boy. My
want a
grandmother has
3DS.
like 2 Game Boys.
That's
They're still like
fire.
$150.
Yeah, they're pretty pricey. Yeah, PSP for sure. PS3 because that was what I kind of grew up on for a while. Like my dad went to New York when I was younger and bought a fucking PS3 off of this like Asian man in like middle New York somewhere. And it was right before PS3 was out in public in the US. Like it was out in the public in Japan, but not yet in the US. So I had the PS3 before it actually came out. So like, you know how the interaction buttons usually X on the PS3s? Mine was a circle. So like it was reversed. It was weird. I had mine before, like I think like weeks before it actually came out to the public in the US. And then we had that shit for years. And then Xbox 360 is when I actually like fell in love with like actually playing video games like constant. Because then I sold my. I think I
Say
sold my
360?
yeah, I sold my bike to buy a 360
Damn.
because I wanted to play Forza, and that was what led my whole like gaming love for gaming cars, especially. Like
Yeah.
I played Forza 1 all the way up until now, Forza Horizon 5, and I
Damn.
was like, so PSP, PS3, and then Xbox 360 would be my top 3.
360, I definitely would say is where I got more into video games, and then I didn't get Xbox Live till like Xbox One because my parents didn't want to pay for Xbox Live on 360 when I had it. And then they loosened up a little bit when I got Xbox One.
Maroon.
Anybody
Your
else?
turn.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yep, your turn.
Well, it's hard for me to like say favorites. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'll kind of just tell my story of like the first couple consoles. So I started with an original DS because I was like 5 years old. We were at my grandma's house for Thanksgiving, and my older cousin gave me her DS like to play Pokemon on. Fucking Pokemon Soul Silver.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So I got a DS with Soul Silver when I was for my 6th birthday. I still have that DS actually. I know it is too. It still fucking works.
Damn.
So the DS and the 3DS and all that shit, those are like my original. That's how I got into playing games. And then my sister and I got a Wii and we would play games together. I fucking loved the Wii.
Oh, the Wii's great, dude.
I then got an Xbox 360 when I was probably like 9 or 10. And that was when I really started like meeting people online and playing games. Black Ops 2 was my shit. That was my first COD. I'm again a little younger than you guys, so that was my first COD.
Right.
It was my first COD too, actually.
I think mine was like Call of Duty 1. And
I played
like
Black.
Later in life.
The first time I played COD was like 6th grade or 7th grade, playing Black Ops 2 at my friend Scott's place.
And then I got my Xbox One like the year it came out for Christmas, and I might have met John and Thomas like the first day I played Black Ops 3.
Wait, really? No way.
That literally might have been how it happened.
Came out really fast, but like, damn.
Not like the day like I got my Xbox, but like the first day I started playing Black Ops 3. That might have been it, actually.
It might have been. That's hilarious.
God damn.
We did an episode with them as well. A couple episodes back. I think it was before we started doing interviews.
Yeah, it was.
Sure.
Kind of did our interview with them. We'll have more guests on soon. Just want to get through us first.
Yeah, I mean, we've had Thomas on a few times.
We had him for recording sessions.
Yeah.
Not for a podcast.
I mean, he's still on the channel.
It still counts.
Yeah. Well, no, I just meant like having guests on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. So the DS, dude, I was definitely big on the DS too. I almost forgot about it. But I remember playing. So I had Pokemon Heart Gold for my DS.
Loser.
Yeah.
Soul Silver's better.
I never played it. Heart Gold's the only one I ever played on DS.
That's why you're a loser.
Damn. Exactly.
But actually, I had Pokemon Ranger too.
Great.
I had Pokemon Ranger. And then Kirby Superstar Ultra, bro.
Oh
my god.
We're just gonna take everybody listening down memory lane.
Well, everybody who plays games.
It's gonna be that one person who's crying because they remember they haven't played since they were like 10.
My god, that's sad. That's sad.
I think for me it was the Game Boy, the GameCube, and then probably the DS. I think for the Game Boy, one of my favorite games was the Batman one. I don't know if you guys ever played it.
Yeah,
I never had a Game
What was
Boy.
it like I want to say Arkham Knight, but it's probably not. But it was like the OG Batman game, side scroller.
Damn.
Old.
You know.
And then for the GameCube, it was the Sonic game with the fuck is it, Shadow in it. That was my favorite GameCube game. And the fuck is that movie called with Will Smith as a fish?
Fucking Fishtails?
Fishtails.
Shark Tales.
That game on GameCube and Wii, because the Wii you could play GameCube games. I would play the shit out of that game on both the GameCube and the Wii when it came out.
Oh my god! I still have my Wii.
I
gotta play
not.
Wii.
I was
You gotta
looking
play
at
Kirby on
one.
Wii. Kirby
Bro.
Return to Dreamland.
Yup.
4-player.
I fucking love that game. I used to play that fucking
We
daily.
need to
with my
meet
cousin.
up and play that.
Just plug it into a game capture card. Just record some Kirby gameplay.
Record us almost hitting each other in the head with the Wii remotes.
Fucking
What do you
Wii
mean
Or
almost?
tennis.
somebody like throwing a Wii remote through a TV because they didn't put the strap on.
I've done that.
Dude, I mean, back then you'd put the Wii remote into the TV and the Wii remote would break in half.
Yeah,
Big ass glass globes in the front.
Oh, dude, I had like the Nerf game for Wii too, so it had like the little Nerf gun too with it.
oh yeah.
And that Nerf gun actually had like you could actually shoot bullets with it too. The Nerf darts.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have that one. What the fuck? I had the one that you just like. It was kind of like a gun, but
You put the Wii remote in it.
yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go even
It also
further
shot
back.
darts.
The Duck Hunt game
Oh,
with the little
Oh,
fucking
God.
pistol or the shotgun.
Fun.
I think they had a shotgun one, right?
It was a
whichever one
shotgun.
it was.
Dude, Duck Hunt. They made a new one. It's like a horror
Really?
game though.
Yeah, I know. It's actually fucking cool.
It looks
It's like a
cool as
VR.
shit. I know you like
I have
recently
not, yes.
bought your own car. Did you have any interest in cars, or was it just a mode of transportation?
Like slightly. I don't have like an insane interest in cars, and I'm not like a car guy like you guys are. But I do have some. I just like nice looking cars, and I like the way my Civic looks. So,
Do you want to do anything to it, like add anything, or are you happy with exactly how it looks?
Yes, well, I don't know if I want to do anything to this car. I feel like I should get a car that's actually like probably better to do shit to.
A car that's moddable.
Yeah, because I'm also like I'm still paying for this car too.
Yeah.
So like, I don't really want to do anything to it while I'm still paying for it.
You can't like make holes in it or whatever.
Yeah. I have like lights in my interior, but I don't even use those anymore.
Nice. Is it one
I mean,
of
like,
the
have you-
USB plug ones?
Yeah.
I had the same
Yeah.
ones and I accidentally ripped one out, so I don't use it anymore. It's just,
I don't know
was
if it's
sitting
the
on
same
floor.
ones. No, it's not a USB actually. It's like the car charger port.
Yeah, that's
thing.
what it is.
Oh, it's got the whole shit on it.
Like yeah, it's like the what is it? The cigarette lighter thing, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one I had. That I fucking had it. It's like two strips. You put one under the driver's seat, one under the passenger.
Yeah.
Or not
had
the seat,
four.
under the dash. Oh, you got 4?
Yeah.
You bitch. I
There's-
ripped.
Well,
I ripped
they
mine
don't.
out.
First of all, I can't even stick them to to underneath my back seats because my seats are cloth, so it didn't stay. So they're just chilling on the floor in the back seat of my car right now.
Fair enough.
And then the ones on the front, the only one that has stayed stuck on since I put it on there is the one on the passenger side.
Yeah, that was mine's too. Mine.
The one on the driver's side, I can't really stick on correctly because of like, there's not like with the passenger side, how it's just like completely flat. There's like a break in between.
hmm
Yeah,
So
Need that
Yep.
3M tape.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. That's what I used
is
to keep
that?
mine on. This is like
It's
it's
like
double-sided.
It's like
Oh,
a
double-sided
brand
tape.
of two-sided tape.
oh yeah, okay.
It's like the
Yes.
red with it says 3M.
yeah,
on it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that one. That's the good shit.
That's,
I use that
That's
to
the-
stick my wing back on because it's like the little shit fell off. Well, it didn't fall off, but it was like
Oh.
flopping because when they
cracked.
did the body work on it, they just put like 2 strips of two-sided tape so water was getting inside.
Yeah, I want a car that I can put a wing on. I definitely want a wing.
I mean, you could put a wing on that car. Doesn't it have a
I
small
definitely could, but like it has a wicked tiny one.
one? Yeah, that's what mine is. It's just a tiny little air deflector.
I would want
wing.
one that's like low, but it's like a low level spoiler, not like something bigger than that, but not like huge.
Do a duckbill.
Maybe a
Ooh,
little
that's
bigger
so
than
bad.
that.
Maybe a little bigger than that.
Maybe a little bigger than that.
Just get one of them tiny wings and stick it on your car.
Yeah, I think
dude,
I
I
would
know what
definitely
you're
get a
talking
different car if I wanted to do that kind of stuff. I would do it to this car, but like I said, I'm still paying for it. So,
Do you have any cars in mind?
not sure because I don't know stick. So,
I mean, a lot of cars aren't stick. So, did you have
At least I
anything
there's
can-
also
not
a lot of
stick?
cars that I like that are stick though.
I mean, learning how to drive
like
it.
a what is it, Civic Si?
Yeah.
Like that's one I originally wanted, and then I was like, that's a stick.
Yeah, anything outside.
It's also expensive.
Yeah. You seen the Type R's?
Type R's, yeah, that's another one.
Those are
Aren't those sick
such
too?
good-looking cars, but I'm like, that's too expensive for a Honda.
That's sick too, isn't it? Though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Like that's so much money for a four banger.
I like WRXs too. I don't mind those.
Blech.
I do like BMWs. I like your BMW. I like BMWs of that style.
Yeah, sometimes I don't like my BMW, so at least somebody does.
Yeah, yo, I've been for the longest time been trying to tell you to bring that bitch down here, but like that shit is so fucking nice.
I think the one car I will say that about is Miatas. I'm not really a fan of Miatas.
I like
What?
Miatas. They're hilarious cars.
That was my first car.
I went to like a small like college car show that they did, and there was actually like a ton of nice cars there, but there was like a bunch of Miatas.
Yeah,
It's not like a terrible looking car. It's just not my taste of car.
they can see you in a Miata. That's the sad part.
Why?
Why?
Because he's
Just 'cause I'm
small.
small?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly that. Because you're small.
I mean, it was
fits, like-
Monty's first car, and this man's like 5'10".
Yeah, Monty's
my
tall and it
Civic,
fit. He fit in it pretty darn well, and me being I'm 5'8", and my first car was a Miata, and I fit in it pretty
I could have
decent.
had a Civic like way earlier than I got this one. Like I could have had a car way sooner because Scotty was he was selling his Civic, and I think his was a '95 Honda Civic.
Nice, love that. EGs are the
And
best.
it was, dude. It had like the rolling windows too. Like you had to fucking.
Yeah,
And I mean, the main reason that was one of the reasons why I didn't want to buy it was because when he had it, they would get stuck a lot.
oh yeah,
So it would just be fucked.
Got
But-
a little bit.
And also,
Yep.
like the car had some issues with like needing to be jumped a lot.
oh yeah, alternator.
But I mean, it was definitely a nice car, and I would have liked to have it, especially because it was, Scotty's my boy, and it was like a decent look. It was like a good looking car. And he had that shit in high school, so he'd just be, fucking. He would drive me home sometimes. He'd just be revving down the street,
just ripping it.
not ripping it because we weren't like dickheads, but like
That's
you know.
I'm a dickhead.
I'm a dickhead.
exactly.
I'm a dickhead.
Nah, it's
No, it was
Put me in a
definitely a
car,
cool
like-
car to like drive down the street, like get driven down the street and dropped off at my house. And
Have you like taken your car on like decent long trips? Like, what's the longest trip that you've taken on your car by far?
Probably I've made hour-long trips. Like I think probably the longest one I've made is up to Edgar's house, which is like an hour and 20 minutes maybe.
hour and change.
Because I know, like, for people who are still, like, some people who like get into cars like because this is technically your first car, right?
Yes, my first that I bought myself. Yes.
Yeah. So like, I know for people that like got in their first car, like they're scared of like driving decently far distances. Like Tony, for example, like Tony has an Evo 10, and
Mhm.
that boy does not leave his like city. Like he does not drive.
See, now I
longer
feel
than
like that's kind of
30
like a
minutes.
bitch thing. Like, just it's a car. Drive your car.
Yeah, no, like, and like I get it because it's like that's a really expensive car, and like that's his dream car, and he doesn't
I
want
feel
to
like it also depends on like what you're putting your car through on that
Yeah,
distance.
exactly. But he wouldn't leave his city, and like I'm just trying to get that boy to drive.
Like
3
I'm
hours.
on like interstate highways. Like
Yeah, no, that's definitely Florida's a decent amount of both.
I have
But,
to
like-
take my car out or it'll stop working.
Yeah, I was gonna say like people who are into older cars, we kind of have to drive our cars because if not, you let it sit for too long.
Dude, you
That
have
bitch ain't gonna run.
I
I had
swear
an
they have a mind
'07
of their own.
Murano. It was my dad had an '07 Murano, which he was going to give to me, so I had it for a little bit. But when it was sitting, because he left it sitting in my driveway here at my mom's place, and he would tell me all the time, like, just you're gonna have to start it like throughout the winter and whatever, and just run it. So like I know that struggle kind of.
It was a Nissan Murano, right?
Yeah, Nissan Murano.
Yeah.
Like the Jeep that I have in the driveway right now, that bitch does not move, but she starts. We'll start it every other week. But she don't move because it's been sitting for so damn long.
What kind of Jeep is it?
Wrangler, so like a '98 Wrangler.
I want a Wrangler.
They're pretty nice. It's fun to drive, although like his shifter is kind of bad.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's like my old Civic, where like every shifter felt like neutral.
Every gear is neutral.
Every gear is neutral.
It's so bad.
It's so terrible, and it's fun to drive. It's just really sketchy.
One of my co-stars in the show that I was in is a mechanic,
Mm-hmm.
and as he puts it, he's a theater illiterate theater kid. Like he does not listen to musicals or fucking anything, but because he's a mechanic, he's got like a super huge interest in cars, right?
Yeah.
He loves fucking cars. But it's to the point like we'll go out for ice cream and be sitting around. He's got his back to the road. He'll hear a car drive past and his head perks up. He looks to the side and he goes, that was a 2002 some shit. Like this is the brand and the model and this is the year it was made. Like, just by hearing it. And I'm like,
tell you the breed.
My cousin Tim's like that. He likes cars. His dad was like big into old cars too.
I'm like that with me. So mine's a
I do got some car guys.
No, mine's like a useless.
I myself am not a car guy though.
I mean, yeah, it's some people's thing. It's not other people's thing. Like your thing's the gym. Ours is car, you know?
Oh, another car. Well, if we can still keep talking about cars, I guess for a little bit.
Your dream car.
Dream car, Audi R8.
That's not a bad dream car though, but not why. Yeah, it's not terrible. But
like Audis,
because I like why? Why that one?
Because it looks cool. No, that's literally my only.
What are you
thing
looking for in a dream car that made you pick the Audi R8?
I literally just like the way it looks.
Oh wow!
That's why you got no bitches.
Well, yeah, I think it'd be an R8 or an RS5.
Ooh, the RS5 Avants are nice. The Avants though, it has to be an Avant.
Audis are fucking expensive though.
Mm-hmm.
I need to be making bank, bro.
Is it European?
Yes.
Yeah.
Audi's German.
German.
Yeah.
So Audi and
sexy cars.
They do.
Audi and Volkswagen are like
Audi, Volkswagen, BMW.
No, the BMW is not in the same category though. I mean, they're all European. They're German cars. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say BMW's German, right?
Yeah, it's a German car, but Audi and Volkswagen are under the same general company. It's like Chevy and GM.
What about skating? You didn't talk about skating at all.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, ice skating or skateboarding?
Well, yeah, you kind of glanced over ice skating, so you can talk about ice skating.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't really skateboard a lot, so.
Yeah, you can talk about, aren't you teaching people?
Yeah, I do. So for my primary job, I work in property maintenance, but I do have like a seasonal secondary job that I do teaching ice skating for like, toddlers and adults, whoever wants to learn and sign up for the classes. Because we have adult classes, we have like tots, we have like literally anyone who wants to learn. So, and that's entirely seasonal, obviously, because it's ice skating.
Yeah.
So it's like we're starting up pretty soon, like next weekend, I think, which will be fun. I'm so excited to get on my skates again because I have not skated in forever. I've been rollerblading, but it's not the same. But yeah, no, I love skating. Skating's really fun. I got into ice skating when I started learning how to play ice hockey when I was 14. And I didn't get into the hockey stuff until, was I 14? I think I was 14. I might have been 14 when I got into the hockey stuff, and then maybe like the year before I was just learning.
When did you start teaching?
When I started teaching when I was 17. So I've been teaching with this woman who is like a cool aunt to me.
My question.
She is hot though.
Are we able to actually talk about this? What are your interests in women? I don't know if we can talk about that.
We can do that.
None.
We can
Next
talk.
question.
Okay. We can talk a little bit after.
I can put that at the beginning.
Yeah.
What are your interests in women? None.
None. Next question.
Yeah, we can get to that in a minute though. But yeah, ice skating. I've been teaching, like, there's a bunch of the different coaches, but like she's the head coach, and she like runs the whole thing. But I've been working with her for a while, and she knows like my family. She knows my dad and my brother and my sister. Because I mean, we all used to go to the ice rink to do like, because they have like the open public skate or whatever. And she taught my dad how to skate too. So. Yeah. I've been working with her. I'm not like a full-on coach yet, so I don't really like do a lot of classes on like I don't really have my own class a lot of the time. I'm usually just like an assistant teacher. But if she really needs to like split them up, or if the teacher needs to split them up into different groups, then I will have my own kind of like subclass. Or Jill will give me her name's Jill, but she'll give me a class on my own sometimes. It's kind of hard because, like I said, it's a seasonal job, so it's hard for me to like really like routine everything that they already know, because they're all like, I think they're all like certified teachers. So, and I'm like just like a guy who's just in here like helping and learning the shit. So it's like I'm not like, I don't know like all their curriculum and where they need to be. I definitely know like how to teach the kids and the adults how to get to where they need to be and what they're trying to do. I just don't know like, well, I do know kind of, but I don't really know like what's the next step all the time, you know? It's kind of like you're trying to figure out what would be like a connector to what they're learning or what they need to learn next, or what they learned prior or anything like that. But a big thing with ice skating, I will say, is not being afraid to fall. Because if you're afraid to fall, you're gonna fall.
Yeah, for sure. It's like skateboarding too. It's like skateboarding is the same way. It's like if you have to like know that you're gonna bust your fucking ass, and the possibility of you breaking something is there. So it's like you have to just know that you're gonna fall, so that fear of falling isn't there anymore.
Oh yeah,
so
definitely.
Like,
yeah, another thing is learning how to fall.
Yeah, learning how to fall is a good thing too.
I never learned how to fall on a skateboard, but falling on ice it's definitely better than taking a really bad fall, because ice is hard.
Yeah,
it's not as bad as concrete, but it's pretty bad.
I would choose concrete over ice any day.
No, I would. I think ice.
I think I would choose ice, but ice is still pretty bad. I think it depends on what you hit. Definitely, I've seen people hit their heads. It's not fun.
Nope.
Well, only reason why I say concrete over ice is because, like, dog, one, I hate cold. Like anything cold, I genuinely hate it.
That's fair.
So, like, you're falling on
concrete. You have the friction will stop you too.
Yeah, exactly.
If you fall on ice, you're gonna keep sliding.
But it's cold. You're wearing layers.
Also, you are ice. So if you hurt yourself and get a bruise, you just ice it right there.
Just lay down.
Yeah.
But where you are, it's warm. You're probably wearing t-shirt and shorts. So remember that in the scenario.
The temperature area difference.
I would rather be wearing a sweater and fall on ice than wear a t-shirt and fall on
I feel like every time I fall on ice or like when it's cold out, it hurts 10 times more because your skin's just like you're freezing, you're cold as fuck. And
that's fair. If you get like, it's the same with like snow because snow can hurt pretty bad sometimes.
I'd rather get a road rash than a fucking ice burn. That shit sucks.
I've gotten wind burn before.
What?
From
explain this.
From snowboarding, because I've done snowboarding before. I'm not like insane at it, but I've gone a couple times.
We should go.
No, I'll pass. That shit, dude. I almost fell off a cliff the last time I tried to do that.
Bro was died. Tell the story.
It's not like an insane story, but we went up to North Conway, which is in New Hampshire. Yes. Yeah. And there's a bunch of mountains up there. I went up there with my friend Scotty, and because he likes to snowboard and he has his own snowboard, and I would just get rentals. But we drove up there with his dad, and they had a place up there at the time. So we stayed there, which was cool. And then we went up to the mountains, and we stayed. I think we stayed up there for, I don't know if it was a week or if it was like a weekend. I know we were up there for a while, and I know we were up there for a while because we had a couple days to fuck around with all the shit we found in there, in Scotty's place, because we found an old musket, bro.
What?
And like a bow and arrow. Well, we had to buy arrows, but we found a bow, like just a really shitty recurve bow, but it's still good. Like it still shoots pretty good. Bro, I still have it. But yeah, we would go up on the mountains and snowboard around a bit. I was never one for skiing. My dad was big in skiing. A lot of people will connect like skiing and ice skating too, because it's a pretty big connection.
Yeah.
But I've never been. I've tried skiing. I am so bad at skiing. I could not ski to save my life. Yeah. Snowboarding, I could definitely do because I skateboarded. But
is that like a really good correlation to each other? Like, is there a connection to that?
Skiing and skating?
No. Like skateboarding and snowboarding, because I've never went snowboarding, but I've skateboarded most.
Well, the only difference is there's no wheels. So you're using, and this is the same with a lot of like ice sports that have to do with like your feet. You have to use the edge to really like cut in. So like with ice skating, you have to use the edge of your blade, because the thing with ice skates is the bottom part of the blade is flat.
Are they really? I thought they were sharp.
They are, but they're sharp on the edges. So think of like a rectangle, right?
Right.
So you think of the bottom two edges, like the corners. That's where it's sharp, but the bottommost part of it is flat. So when you're turning and when you're doing stops or like doing a lot of anything on the ice, except for spins. If you're like a figure skater doing spins, you have to be on the flat part of your blade to do spins. But if you're like doing turns or you're doing crossovers or you're doing a lot of like the motion in there is on the edge, because you have to be able to push off the ice, and you can't push off the ice on the smooth part of the blade. And it's the same way with skiing and snowboarding, because snowboard is flat and smooth.
Right.
So when you're turning with a snowboard, you got to kind of like dig into the snow. And it's the same with skis. You got to dig into the snow because it's flat. So yeah, that's how that works. I was going down to go back to the story of how I almost fell off a cliff. I was going down a hill. Scotty was going faster than me, so he was like a good way down ahead of me. And I was kind of just like trying to catch up a little bit. And the way I snowboard is I tend to go really slow, kind of like a falling piece of paper, if you will. You know how it like sways back and forth?
Yeah.
Because I'm not one for speed doing that shit, and because I'd rather not die.
Zooming.
But yeah, I was kind of zooming a little bit, and I was really just like I was trying to like get more comfortable with like turning at higher speeds and really digging in. I turned, but I didn't dig in hard enough into, or I guess I don't know if it was leaning or like turning hard enough, but I turned, and instead of turning like around the bend, I started sliding towards the edge of the bend. Like I was stopping and just sliding. So I had to dig in to stop myself from falling off of the edge of that. And I saw the bottom, it was rocks. So that was I mean, it wasn't an insane cliff, but that fall would have hurt. So yeah, that's that story.
All right, so to change random subject, let's talk about your tattoos, my boy.
My tattoos, yeah.
Yeah, because
I have so many ideas for new ones.
Because I know that like you have quite a few, and I have quite a few. But what was your first tattoo, and what started like the whole spiel of getting them?
So I have 13 tattoos.
Decent amount.
They're all mostly on my arms, except for the one on my spine, the one on the back of my right shoulder blade, and the one on my rib. So I got two when I first went to get my first tattoo. So I got two.
Yeah.
It was the one on my left shoulder, which is and it's an anime reference to Naruto. It's called an Anbu symbol, or it's like their like special ops kind of.
Yeah.
It's supposed to resemble like a kind of little flame in the Wheel of Fire. And then, huh?
I said some weeboo shit.
Yeah. And then the other tattoo I got was the one on the back of my shoulder, which is the number 17 in Roman numerals. So it's an XVII. I got that one as well, just really multiple references. One because my hockey jersey number was 17. Another because one of my favorite characters from Dragon Ball is Android 17. And another anime reference to Black Cat, which is like an older anime. They were like assassins who have Roman numerals tattooed on them for like what number assassin they are. So that was like the idea I got Roman numerals from.
Dope.
Yeah. I have so many ideas for like new tattoos too.
What's the most painful one that you've gotten though?
Definitely the rib.
Yeah.
The spine hurt, but it did not hurt as much as the rib. The rib had me gripping the goddamn table.
This is my
rib.
I got up. I got up. The guy's like, dude, you left your soul on the table. It was covered in sweat. The table was literally drenched. I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. That fucking hurt, though.
I don't think I've had like a bad.
I feel like it's worth it.
That.
I have two, so I can't really
depends
complain.
on your pain tolerance. It's a pain tolerance thing.
I still need my first one.
Get Edgar to do it.
Oh god.
That's you gone?
Yo,
he does.
Hold on.
I have like 4.
He did my finger. I still want to get more tattoos from Edgar, but I have to find areas that I'm comfortable with him tattooing.
I'm planning on getting myself one at some point.
Hold on.
We need to get a bucket kickers tattoo.
Fuck no. I'm waiting for Halloween though, so I can make an IRL bucket kickers symbol.
I definitely still want to get a matching tattoo with one of you guys or all of you guys. Yeah, the boys. Edgar, it doesn't even have to be the same exact tattoo. Like I brought up playing cards.
Yeah.
Because playing cards would be sick.
That would be dope. I'm actually not opposed to that.
But the thing is, I don't think I would want Edgar to do mine because if I know where I would want to put it, and it's on my hip, and I don't know if I'm comfortable with him tattooing my hip.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Tramp stamp.
Tramp stamp.
No, definitely not doing that.
But you don't want those part of your...
I am concerned, however, because I do have another back tattoo idea, which is like I'll send a picture to the chat and I'll send it to you as well, Edgar, so you can put it up in post. But
you want me
it's
to
like
put it up?
No, you
steal
can.
it.
No, they won't. It's a Black Clover thing. This is another anime. It's like a devil smile, kind of. It's like at the end of one of the intros. And it looks really fucking cool. I have to find the picture I took a screenshot of.
So my first tattoo is just going to be a little music note somewhere. I'm thinking on one of my fingers, but I don't know exactly. But another tattoo idea I had is my favorite show of all time has 4 chords that are in every song. It's just like it's a fucking motif. It's some theater shit. Mm-hmm. But I had the idea of like, what if I got on one of my arms like sheet music and then those 4 chords tattooed, like maybe like on one of my arms or like on my side or some shit.
You really gotta be picky about where you put it too, because
that's true.
First tattoo, you really gotta like figure out how it feels.
Mm-hmm. But that's the thing is like,
because you don't have the experience of like how a tattoo feels yet.
Yeah, because I just want the little music note for my first one, and people are saying like, oh, do it like behind your ear somewhere.
That would be cool, I don't want it, but that would hurt.
I can't see it, but I can't see it behind your ear, and like I want to be able to see my tattoos, which is why I was thinking one of my fingers.
I have a tattoo behind my ear, and I can say I found out that there's no pain nerves behind your ear.
That's why people recommend it.
So, as a person who's gotten it, and I have multiple tattoos, I can tell you that like my forearm hurt more than the tattoo behind my ear.
Dude, my forearm hurt so bad.
But it's uncomfortable as fuck.
Well, I'd say where it really hurts on your forearm is the closer you get to your wrist.
Yeah, because it's more sensitive there.
Yeah.
My favorite tattoo that I've ever seen in person is my sister. When my grandfather passed, he would always sign his cards and stuff, and it's like he had a really nice handwriting. And so around her right ankle, she had it scanned, and then they did the tattoo of his signature around her ankle. It looks fucking great.
That's kind of sick.
That shit is painful. Anything near any bone, anything near a bone hurts. Like the top of your foot, especially. Fucking.
I haven't done really anything. I do want to get like hand tattoos, like on the back of my hands, but like, that's like all like tendons and bones and shit there.
That's also, as an actor, like you tend you want to get tattoos in easy to conceal spots. So like I want a little finger tattoo because you put a little bit of foundation on it and it covers it right up. But like I would never get like big tattoos in my arms and shit because that's so much work to cover.
So I did send a picture of what I was talking about, by the way. So I want to get that underneath my spine tattoo, kind of. But at the same time, I really don't want it to be low enough to where it looks like a tramp stamp.
I don't know. I think we need to bring back the era of like tramp stamps.
Nah.
Nah.
No, I fuck with tramp stamps. I think they're kind of cool.
I wonder why.
Though, is like
I feel like there's the way you could pull it off is just it depends. But like I feel like for Cam especially, like if you got like a full back tat and then like
I do have some ideas for back tattoos.
Like if you got like a full blown. And then, like, on the bottom...
I don't even know if I'll be able to do that, actually, because I have another tattoo idea that might be big. So...
I have a rough sketch of what I want next. I just have to, make it
I need to do sketches. I know I have so many things I want to do. I want a crow/raven tattoo somewhere. I want to do that thing with... I want to fill in my chain with hive runes still from Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do like maybe like a fate command seal on my hand on that side as well. Like I have so many ideas. Like I have to draw some out and see how they look. But
one of my old he was an old friend of mine. I met up with him like a little while ago, and he has the fucking, is it from Yu-Gi-Oh? That's what I'm thinking of, like the friendship seal or whatever on the hands. I don't know if y'all have ever seen Yu-Gi-Oh.
I'm not sure.
No, I
explained it to me though.
One episode of Yu-Gi-Oh.
But like I think it's 4 people, and you put your hands together and it makes a whole symbol, and he has that with like a group of his friends. So I was like, that's kind of cool.
See, that's the thing. I don't have a matching tattoo with anybody yet.
I do.
I
I
do.
want to match a tattoo with somebody.
I have
Fuck
I have like a loan on the above my knee. It was like a heart, like a broken heart. That's the
Ah.
O. And me and a friend of mine got really, really drunk one day, and she just so happened to have like tattoo machine.
Oh my god.
And so us being degenerate drunks, we're on fucking Pinterest
Oh no.
at 3 a.m. 3 a.m.
Not Pinterest.
And we're just looking at like small tattoos and shit that we just like doodle on or whatever. Because I do shit on my legs. I don't really care because I don't wear shorts ever.
Mm.
So it's like I could just cover that shit up. I don't really care.
I kind of want to get. You go.
I was gonna say, like, and then later on, not only that, I could just get cover ups on my legs.
True.
Um,
I kind of want to get more tattoos in like concealable areas, kind of, just because like I wear tank tops a lot,
yeah,
so like you can obviously see all my arm tattoos and my 17 on the right side of my shoulder. But I kind of want tattoos in like areas that people don't see, so that I can be like, oh yeah, I do have this tattoo, and they'll be like, oh shit, when did you get that?
yeah, facts. That's another thing. So I want to get my body tatted instead of just my arms because most of my tattoos are on my arms. And
Yeah.
my legs.
I just
Like,
don't know what I would do for leg tattoos.
I don't know. Leg sleeve. I really want. I want a leg sleeve so fucking bad. I feel like they're fire.
I've
But
never really seen a leg sleeve,
they're looks them up, dude.
like
They're
in person
fire.
at least.
Oh, I was gonna say they're fire. But yeah, no, I got this like we had like this random urge to just tattoo each other, and then it went from tattooing each other to I want to know how to tattoo, and I tattooed myself, and then I kind of was like, I'm drunk. This doesn't hurt.
Okay,
And
well,
then-
there's a reason.
And then I proceeded to let's get a matching tattoo that makes no sense, and so then we ended up getting a loan on our fucking knees.
Nice.
Mine is
Alright.
a small skeleton that I did to myself, and Abby has the same skeleton on her arm that I did to her.
Where did you put yours again?
On my leg.
Nice.
It's like the only place I could reach.
I need to get another like actual tattoo from you because this one's good, but it's not like
My ass,
like.
it's good, but appreciate.
Well,
the
yeah, it's
compliment.
okay. Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's like a little stitching. Well, because remember how like you went around my finger?
Yeah,
It's the part that was on my callus is gone. So
yeah. We knew about that though. I went over it, like 3
Well-
or 4 times.
Well, yeah, we figured because of the callus, but I think it's actually because like you can't really like tattoo that side that well. At least
No,
that's what
anything.
people. That's what the artists told me. Like you can't really tattoo like your palms or anything either.
Yeah, no, they don't last long at all.
Yeah, because it'll go away.
Yeah, that happens in a lot of places. Like anything that sees a lot of like touching, basically. So like your hands,
Your knees. No, I'm
Like,
kidding.
yeah, yeah, no,
And
actually,
your
funny
toes.
enough, hands, footers, knees, and toes. Anyways, but no, you like shit like that, like your hands, the palm of your hands, or, like your fingers and shit like that. The tattoos really don't last long
Your
because I like, yeah, your feet. Because like I had a friend who got like smiley faces on her toes,
Dude,
and like that shit lasted a week.
imagine getting
I
a
just-
tattoo at the
I don't
bottom of your
even-
feet.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's where the toes are. That's where her smiley faces are on the bottom of her toes.
Oh,
this is like in
dude.
the creases.
Not even like just like how do you sit still with somebody putting a needle in your foot?
Nah. It's like them people that walk on fucking glass.
Oh god.
God.
Or the hot coals.
Yeah, fuck that.
Oh.
Anyways,
Yeah, what are we on time?
anybody have any more questions or?
I do not.
Oh, we ended my podcast with a cliffhanger.
Oh yeah, you can continue that story.
Did we?
Yeah,
Yeah,
his
we
bar
did.
fight
Bar
one.
story.
Oh yeah.
And I just remembered that because somebody just texted me about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny enough. Where did I leave off? So boom, me and me and my boy at the bar, you know, people there that I can't say what, but guy comes up, flicks a fucking coin, asks my boy, like, you know, what it land on? Friend says, like, tails. Guy looks at him and he's like, you ready? And I'm like, ready for what? What the fuck? And the guy just snuffs my homeboy. Like, he just snuffs him, punches him. Boom. So, mind you, we were drinking. So, like, head's not all there fully. Snuffs him. I'm there looking mad confused. The bartender takes a step back and goes, here we go again.
What?
Here we go again.
And I guess I don't know like the like truth behind it or whatever, but like it was like this guy, mind you, this is a bar in the middle of like nowhere, Florida, very like, you know, country area. And there's not a lot of people that come there because, like, mind you, it's just a very small town. So like the bartender, I guess, like they never been, like this guy just goes to the bar and starts bar fights when he's like overly drunk.
Jesus.
And they have like no intentions of ever like banning this guy. I don't know if he's just like a Patreon.
First of all, that's fucked because like you're literally just shitting on your bar as a like business at that point.
Exactly. But I don't know if he's like a Patreon that just goes there constantly, or he's like done some donations or whatever. So they're like, oh no, this guy gets his money. We don't want to lose him.
I'm sorry. Did you call him a Patreon?
Yeah.
Patron.
You mean a patron?
Patreon.
I don't even
maybe he has
know
a
what that
Patreon.
word means.
Maybe he does.
We don't have a
Same shit.
Patreon, but
No, but like this guy, whatever, he spends a lot of time and money there. So I guess they don't want to like lose their most valuable customer. But he starts bar fights. So, you know, he snuffs my friend.
Jesus.
My friend falls over onto me and I'm just confused because I'm like, what the fuck's about to happen? And there's this guy off in the corner that's playing pool, and he goes, I guess we getting ready, and smacks the fucking dude with the pool stick.
Oh god.
And like,
Jesus
I promise
Christ.
you, this shit is out of a fucking movie. And I don't know if it was because I was really drunk or it was just the scenery, but it was out of a fucking movie.
Okay, first of all, if you get hit with a pool stick, bro, you were coming out of that with brain damage.
A dude looked like he already had brain damage.
It's probably from the previous fight, like the night before.
Dude looked like he's probably been hit by a semi. Like his face was already like rough.
Yeah, he probably got his shit rocked by a dude, a huge dude from the night before.
Probably, right? So, I mean, this is a random day of the week. We go to the bar. Like, it is what it is. So, you know, he hits my friend. Guy gets hit with a fucking pool stick. And my friend's like, what the fuck's going on? And I'm like, I don't know. But, dog, free fight? We're allowed to fight?
Free fight.
Let's get it, right? We all got this pent-up energy that we all just need to release sometimes. Me, personally, I don't get into too many fights, but hey, if I'm not the target, I'm swinging.
I've never been in a fight, but like, I know I'm gonna hurt somebody.
Dog, this shit was...
There's so much rage.
Dog, this shit was so fucking funny. Like, my friend just like goes, grabs his chair, and goes, I've seen this shit in a movie, I'm gonna do it in real life.
Oh.
Swings the chair, hits the dude on the fucking ribs. The guy starts swinging him back. So now me and my friend are now
Dude,
just
getting hit in the ribs with a chair. Your ribs are broken, dude. Something's broken in there.
This guy, I don't know, like he was.
The guy was probably gasping for air.
No, this is like a fucking.
Okay,
like
that's getting cut out.
Anyways, this dude's like a beast. I don't know. He's a beast. Like this guy's like, you know, pretty big, 200-300 pound, you know, cowboy boots type of guy. So I don't know. Like this is his first rodeo. Like he's definitely on some moonshine. He ain't feeling shit. And friend hits him with a chair. Guy takes it like a fucking champ. Swings at my friend. Misses.
Oh my god.
Hits me. So now, me and my friend are jumping this guy. The other guy that hit the dude with the pool stick randomly runs up to another guy at another table and just swings on him. So now the whole fucking bar is just getting swung on.
That's like low-key sad though, because like how bored do you got to be to ruin everybody else's night?
I mean, then again, this bar was fairly fucking boring. There was nothing going on here.
Like, how much of a dickhead you got to be to just be like, I'm gonna ruin everybody's night?
But I
Fuck
tell
it.
you what, that shit spiced the whole night up. Because remember when I told you that there's bikes outside, and there's people outside, so they come in, and I see the guy. He starts rubbing on it, like he's rubbing on his patches on his vest, and he goes, "Huh." And the bartender goes,
Why does this sound like fucking
it sounds like
out in the boonies? It sounds like fucking GTA, bro.
No, it's in the boonies. It is in the boonies. It's in the like literally like northern, like Florida area, very boony area. There's nobody that lives. I think the population of that town is like 1,500. Like there's nobody there.
Jesus Christ.
So like, the guy comes in, he's rubbing his patches, and he's laughing, and the bartender looks at him, and is like, "Who's the next victim?" And I looked at my friend. My friend's swinging on this guy, and I'm smacking my friend. I'm like, "Bro, get up, get up." He's like, what? I'm like, "I don't know, but I heard victim. We getting the fuck out of here."
Oh God.
And he starts laughing even more. He's walking in, and a couple more guys with their bike vests come in, and pick this one guy up. This random dude with a head tat picks this guy up, stands him on his feet, slaps him, and goes, "Where the fuck are you from?" And I look at my friend. I'm like, "Oh yeah, we need to get out of here because this is about
we need to go."
This is about to be from a regular bar fight that I was just having fun in. So now this is about to be a biker rifle. So like the guy slaps him, asks him where he's from. The dude looks mad dazed, and he's slapping him. And while this is happening, I'm like trying to find my way to the exit, but they're standing in the exit. There's only one. So I like looked at my friend. I'm like, "Dog, like we're the only colored people here."
Oh my God.
This is about to be so bad for us. And I go.
Holy sh! Sorry.
I walk up to the door. I'm like, I looked at the guy. I'm like, "Yo, I'm just trying to get out of here." And the guy that was there, he just looks at me. He laughs. He goes, "You from around here?" And I'm like, "Funny enough, you'd be surprised. Yes, I am." He was like, "Fair enough." He was like, "Choose anybody here." I'm like, "Why?" He's just like, "Pick a person."
Oh
And
God.
so I immediately I chose the fucking guy that started the whole shit. I pointed at him. He goes, "Oh, him? Got you. Go ahead. You can walk out."
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
And I looked at my friend and my jaw dropped. I'm like, did I just get this man fucking like, am I a fucking, like, did I assist this man? Like, I'm about to get a +5 on this shit. Like,
5 stars.
Oh my God.
Yep,
I'm about
cutting
to
that out.
get a 25, right? Like, no, I'm getting out of here. So, grab my friend. We run to the car. No, were we in the cars? We're on the bikes. Hopped on the bikes and we dipped off, right? We leave. We get to the house. 2 days later, we go back to the bar. Because now we're just curious. Now we're just, like, trying to figure out what really happened. So we're like, all right, fuck it. Let's go. Have a couple drinks. Ask the bartender what really happened to this guy. We get over there. And funny enough, the guy that started the whole shebang is there.
Oh my God.
And when I tell you, this man looked like he got stomped on by Hulk himself.
Hulk.
This man's face was discombobulated. And so we sit on the other side of the bar, sit down,
Play stupid games, get stupid prizes, bro.
we drink. We grab our drinks, we start drinking. You know, my Corona. And the guy walks up to us, flicks the fucking coin.
Are you kidding me?
And I look at this guy, I'm like, you really want a round two? He goes, no, this time it's just to see if we're going to be friends after this. So what did it land on? Like, it landed on heads. And he goes, cool. My name's Joe. Shakes my hand, shakes my friend's hand, sits next to him. tells the bartenders to gives us shots. And I promise you, we sat there for 40 minutes having a full-blown conversation with this man about his life.
Oh.
And so mind you, I'm thinking 2 days before, this man is about to kill us. Now I know that this guy is a married man, 3 kids, works a really good job, and the only reason why he goes to the bar every other day is because he doesn't want to go home to his wife yelling.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Damn. Me and him and my friend, we're all having intellectual conversations about motorcycles. He's a really big bike head. We're into bikes at that time. This guy is actually really fucking cool, and he's only in his 30s. This dude looks like he's in his 60s. He goes, yeah, I occasionally start bar fights just to spice shit up around here because there's nothing that ever happens in this town.
Jesus Christ.
And I looked at him like, does the bartender not care? And he's like, no. The owner, me and the owner, like, co-paid for this place, so I'm part owner of this bar, whatever.
What?
And he was like, yeah, the other owner really does not give a fuck as long as shit isn't really broken. So I'm like, you start bar fights at the bar that you partially own just because you're bored?
Business is booming.
Literally.
Literally. He goes, yeah, it brings for a lot of people to come back because they want to know what happens. I'm like, dog, so you don't care about your health, like, at all.
Yeah.
You don't care that your face is fucked up and you gotta go home and your wife's probably looking at you like, again? Like, did it happen again? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, and I was like,
had everything go down at the bar. Oh, again?
Yeah, again. So, like, to end the story, I asked, like, I asked the guy, I'm like, yo, one of the biker dudes, like, came in and told me to pick somebody, and I picked you. He goes, yeah, you see my face? And I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, no, they stomped the shit out of me. And I was like, my bad. He was like, nah, it made for a really good night. I was like, what?
What? Like, he just wanted to feel something.
Oh, yeah, he was like, yeah, no, we all sat down and got really, really drunk right after. Like, this is what we do.
That's fucked.
I'm like, what the fuck? So, anyways,
they go up to him. They're like, "Where are you from?" And he's like, "I own this place. Just beat the shit out of me, please." No.
Like, moral of the story: Joe is a really good fucking guy. Actually, he actually helped me with my bike when it broke down.
Nice.
My bike broke down on like this random ass road on my way home from work, and like he just happened to be riding past. He stopped. I'm like, yeah. And I pulled my helmet off, and he saw me. He's like, "Oh, you're that kid." And I was like, "You're that motherfucker that got beat up at the bar." Cool. And he was like, "Yeah." And then he fixed my bike like 20 minutes. I was like, "Oh, dope." And then we rode off into the sunset. Moral of the story, though. If you find a bar in the middle of nowhere, take your fucking chances. It might end for a really good night, or you might not walk out of there.
I'm not doing that. I'll pass.
But it's fun. If you want to spice up your life, go to a biker bar. I recommend it.
I don't recommend that. Don't do that.
All right, that's enough.
Like and subscribe, bitches.
End podcast.